After sorting through the currency, I put everything in groups, such as the funny backs, reason why it's called funny backs is the back of the bill looks like play money. Really good condition. Another. This is the first I've seen of a Red Seal funny back. Series of 1928. And a series of 1934. Funny back. That was the last year they made the funny back. Next up are common series 1935 through 1935H $1 silver certificates. Not in the greatest condition. Just common silver certificates. Probably just go for regular price. Next up, 1935 $1, the RNS. During 1935 A series, they did a test on different paper materials for the dollar. You had the regular versus the special, the RNS. Both these together are fairly valuable. The test was basically to see if a new type of paper would be better than the old type. It turned out to be pretty much the same thing, so they just continued with the old type paper. Next up are our common 1957 series dollar silver certificates. Will basically sell for a regular price or just use for grab bags. Next up are common 1963B bar notes. The story behind the bar note was the treasurer was a stand-in, Joseph W. Barr. He was the shortest term as a Secretary of the Treasury. These are still highly collectible, but only valued about the same price as regular silver certificates. Again, sell at regular price, or I'll be putting them as grab bag fills. Again, the 63B bar notes, but these are in better condition, so we'll probably be selling with more of a premium. Next up are $2 red seal US notes. They sell for a small price, but next up are $5 silver certificates. Back in the day, you could actually trade these in for $5 silver. So basically, one of these was worth 5 peace dollars or 5 Morgans. Next, a $5 red seal US note. Which are basically a little more than just $5. Not much though. Again, either sell for a small premium or use as fillers for grab bags. The same in better condition. You can sell for a better premium. A lot of these are uncirculated. May keep one for myself. Next up are $10 and $20 from 1934, the Federal Reserve notes. Basically just your common greenback notes. But what is different about these is how brilliant the green is. And the reason for the actual greenback is because to counterfeit, you had to get a special type of green, which was very, very hard to get. So anything different from that color was considered a counterfeit. Next up is a Federal Reserve note, $50 from 1928. Very pristine condition. Again with the brilliant green on the reverse. Next are all the star notes. All different colors, all different denominations. There are red, blues, and green seals, plus $1, $2, $5, 10, 20. So you have your Star Note Silver certificate, another Star Note Silver, Star Note Red Seal 2, Star Note Red Seal 5, Star Note Green 10, another Star Note Green 10, Star Note Green 20, and there you go. Before I go on to the next, the reasoning behind star notes is at the mint, if there's an error, they will destroy the error and replace it with a new bill with the star. It's the same serial number, but instead of having one of the letters, they take it away and add a star. These are more rare and more collectible. The fact that they're blue seal or red seal plus a star makes them a little bit more. Next up is national currency, 5, 10s, 20s, 50s, and 100s. Basically what national currency is, it looks like actual US money, but issued by banks. The more small town bank it is, the more valuable it is. Like Lynn Head being more valuable than Philadelphia. New York, San Francisco, Federal Reserve of New York, the Dunbar National Bank of New York, the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, of Philadelphia, $50 from Chicago, $100 from New York, and $100 from Richmond. During World War II, the United States issued U.S. printed cash to North Africa and Hawaii, and they made the note special due to the fact of fear of the enemy taking over the area. If the enemy took over the area, they could immediately demonetize the American money, so it can be used against the United States. The North Africa has the yellow seal. They made 1s and 5s and 10s. Like the fear of the Germans in North Africa, there's the fear of the Japanese in Hawaii. For Hawaii, they made brown seals. And also on both sides, you have the word Hawaii, as well as on the back. If this money showed up, if the Japanese took over Hawaii, this would be worth nothing. But only in Hawaii it was worth $1 as long as Hawaii was under the United States. They made the dollar. They also did a 5, but I don't have one of those. They did a 10 and 20. Again, all of them have Hawaii on the back. Before the money that we have now, there was actually large notes. Large notes came in the late 1800s and early 1900s. This was a series. $1896. Of course, the art on the notes back then were much more intricate and beautiful. George and Martha Washington. Also, the most famous of the $1 during that time was the Black Eagle. Like the silver certificates, or these are silver certificates, they could be traded for $1 coin, a Morgan. This wasn't currency, this was more of a promissory note. That if you took this note to a bank, they have to give you a silver coin. I forgot the name of this one. Again, also a very beautiful note. The artwork. Series of 1917. I believe this was the horse blanket, what they called. Again, the artwork is just beautiful. Again, with the Federal Reserve banks, these were the national currency backed by the bank in New York. And then one of the last silver certificates before they changed to the small bills. About the same as a funny back. Back during the time the $2 notes were more common than they are now, it was an actual common form of currency. One of the first. One of my favorite ones right there. The artwork on the rear was reversed, was one of the most beautiful. National currency. First one from Philadelphia, this one from Minneapolis. That's pretty cool right there. During World War I, the battleships. Continuing on with the $5 notes. The Indian head, V note, series of 1899. Another national currency from the Mock Chunk, not sure. National Shoe and Leather Bank, which I'm going to keep this one. The Chase Bank of New York. The Woodsaw or Woodsman $5, which I'm keeping. At least there were two. And one of the last $5 before they went to small cash. The first with Abraham Lincoln. Again, the reverse of these. The amount of detail. On to the $10 large notes. Now the most famous of these would be the American Buffalo. Starting off with the National Bank of Newport. This would be your national currency. Your American Buffalo. One I'll keep. One will be up for sale. The National Bank of Trenton. Again, another national currency. Mechanics National Bank of Trenton. Very beautiful. Lastly, for the large notes, the $20. National currency from the Sussex National Bank of Newton. And finally, like the silver certificates, at one time we had gold certificates. The same rule applied. Literally, you can take this to the bank and get a $10 gold eagle coin. A $20 double eagle coin. Those were the small note versions, and these are the large note versions. Instead of having a greenback, they literally had a gold back. Next video, I will be going through the silver in the HOARD. Stay tuned.